Thanks very much, Professor Stuart. Thank you very much for coming to our committee today. And it's always neat when the people that you read their textbooks in law school appear in front of this particular committee. So for the benefit of those watching this Senate committee today and don't have your short written statement as we do, if you could please just briefly outline your significant criminal law credentials.
Oh.
Don't be modest.
I didn't go to law school, so
I arrived in Canada in 1970, and because I came from South Africa, worried about apartheid laws and the oppression against disadvantaged groups, just in time to listen to Pierre Elliott Trudeau pass the War Measures Act, say every Canadian loses their civil liberties. It was a very traumatic day for me. Canada has been a wonderful country to us. I think that at the risk of being a charter thumper, as they call it, sort of deprecatingly, I think if you look through the effect of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, especially in criminal law, you've got wonderful initiatives. We've got doctor-assisted suicide. We've got the old prostitution laws were declared inoperative. Maybe the new ones will be as well. Who knows? And it's just a balance. I mean, politicians are there to pick up easy, I want to be they scrap with each other as to who's going to be toughest. Judges are there to achieve justice. So I got involved in being editor of the Criminal Reports. I've already mentioned that. We've published from across the country. And I think people don't realize how many cases there are. So in my job as chief of that since 1982, we select for publication about 3 out of every 100 cases. So there's 97 cases. If you were to go to me and say, well, give me all the cases on Section 8 and impaired driving, there would be literally hundreds. And some are better than others. And so that I regard my job as the editor there. I also happen to use the same team to be the National Judicial Institute has something called Criminal Essentials Letter, and we produced an e-letter every 3 weeks. It goes to 1,000 judges. I don't think 1,000 judges are reading it, but I hope that some are. And you can't generalize from law professors to judges, but there are a whole lot of people in this criminal justice system that are doing their very best at the very top quality, and that includes defense counsel who try and keep up with the nuances of charter jurisprudence and will be one of the first people to attack this part of this law. The other thing I wanted to say was that if you want me to keep blowing my own horn, is that
You're very modest. It actually is like pulling teeth to get to
written several books, and I believe that it's probably a modern phenomenon that lawyers today, including my students, will often come to me and say, I couldn't find anything on that. And what they're doing is computers retrieval of word-by-word processes. Give me all the cases on impaired driving and suspicion, and you get way too many cases. So I think it's unfortunate as I reach my retirement day tomorrow that books are not being used more. The other thing I want to say is that I learned a great deal from being a full-time prosecutor in Toronto in the year, whatever the year was. And I just saw that just like you can't generalize about any occupational group. You can't generalize about all judges. Some judges are lazy. Some judges work too hard. Some judges write too much. Same with defense counsel. Some are terrible. Some are wonderful. Crown attorneys, the same. Same with police officers. This is a very human enterprise of criminal justice, and we need to be careful that we don't send people for no good reason to jail, because it doesn't work, other than to protect society while they're there. Anyhow, I want to stop bragging.
Thanks very much, sir.
Senator, conclude.